Okay, I'll start recording. And then, yeah, what got you interested in coaching?
Well, I would love to hit masters. I think that's kind of where I'm at. I've spent a lot of time practicing with Tracer and Cassidy, but I think overall I've spent close to the most amount of time playing with Genji just for fun, lots of parkour, just quick play with friends, and I'd really like to incorporate him into my game. So, the problem that I have is that when I play him in comp, well, I guess you can boil it down to just like a negative win-loss ratio. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to put him in and feel confident playing the character as part of like the 3 or 4 heroes that I want to be good at. Um, so who better to ask than the dude? And I haven't played for a month. I went to Japan and I was also banned because I was super toxic on my Masters rank up game. I got banned for like 3 weeks. So I came
Happens to the
back
best
in.
of us.
Yeah, it was a monumental crash out, dude. Something memes would yeah, anyway. Um but yeah, I watch a lot of your videos and I appreciate I really I hear what you're trying to say and I think you would be able to see a lot of and like explain what I'm missing pretty quickly. So hopefully it
Mm-hmm.
makes like a difference and I'll be able to um achieve the goal.
Alrighty then. So you, one of the things that I would be more interested in knowing here before we can proceed is how much competitive time do you have on Genji? Because you talked about playing a lot of characters and doing a lot of Genji parkour, but how much like actual competitive experience, right?
Um, Let me load it up. So I used to scrim, and with a solid team, I did way better um in scrims than I did in comp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so overall,
I would
let
count
me
the
have a
scrims
look.
as a competitive environment, so you can speak about that experience.
Okay, statistics, history. I've got 100 hours in comp, and Genji is my highest. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong account. Sorry, bro.
It's fine. You can just give me a ballpark number. You don't have to be exact.
I'd say, um, oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe like, how would I be able to put that? Do the math. Um, let's just say 60, 70 hours is like a really conservative ballpark figure.
Sure, that works for me. And you are in masters or wanting to push into masters, so that's definitely a low number to be comfortable, but not impossible, right? Especially if you have like transferable skill. Like on my case, I don't remember which season it was. When did the Hazard launch? I don't remember. Season 14 maybe? Yeah, I think season 14. Uh I picked him up really fast because it was similar to Genji. And I also
Mm.
had already some experience playing tank to a high level. So I quickly got him to GM, for example, right? But in general, your amount of playtime is something that could make you a bit uncomfortable, especially in terms of like the experience, because you watch my videos, now you're getting coaching, that's all great, right? The theory is gonna be up there. What I'm currently worried about is your ability to put your knowledge into practice, right? Because it's the same thing as, let's say, you trying to work out in the gym, right? Like you can know all about the theory of like how to lift optimally. It doesn't matter if you don't lift enough. You're not gonna grow the muscles, right? You need to go in there consistently, put in the work so that your muscles have the time to grow, right? You have put in enough volume for them to get to the size that you want them to, right? The strength.
Mm. Do you mean like Genji specifically, or hours in comp in general?
Genji, I mean, hours in comp do matter because there are a lot of mechanics that are just like broadly applicable. So, for example, it's not Genji specific to do a 180, right? This is not a Genji specific thing. A lot of characters are gonna have to do this. Sure, some characters are gonna have to do more than this. But let's say trying to do walk climbs and then deflex timings and then Dragon Blade tech or whatever, right? Character specific mechanics, that kind of stuff I would assume you're less comfortable with because of your lowered playtime, right? So the less transferable skills, the harder it will be for you considering your amount of playtime essentially. So you might understand timing, but you understand timing based on a more general scale. You need to learn timing based on the lens of Genji, for example, which takes some getting used to. The cooldown cycles, the positioning, etc. Right.
I definitely fucked up. So I've got about 668 hours in comp and 150 hours in scrim, and I'd say like at least a quarter of that would be on Genji. So
definitely getting a lot better in terms of like how used you're gonna be. I guess a lot of it is we're gonna see in game, so if you have a replay code selected, we can jump into that.
Yeah, it's the one I sent you earlier.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah, you did, right at the start of the conversation, that's true. Yeah, I found it, okay. You can jump into that and then not have to speculate.
Do you want me to watch your screen?
Yes.
Alright.
Ready for battle.
What the hell?
Oh, that's cool. I have no idea how I did that.
I think it's a soundboard on Discord.
I didn't even know I had a soundboard.
I think everyone has access to like the publicly available ones. Which Genji are you?
Oh wow. It should be Radiance.
Radiance? Okay. Yeah. I'm actually curious now. Where is the soundboard? Yeah, there you go. Find the perfect sounds. So let's play this.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, like apparently some servers have some publicly available that I can select. I think you can maybe upload some. Can be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely a jump scare.
Sorry.
Alrighty. In terms of Genji gameplay, in terms of like what you're supposed to do on Genji, I'm assuming you're fairly comfortable in the character, seeing your rank and how much you study from what you're talking about. But even then, is there anything in particular that you would like to ask me about before you go into this?
No, I think for the first time, it's probably best to get your opinion on where the largest area of improvement is going to be found, and then work on that specifically.
Sure. And so, when we're gonna be watching this replay, if you need me to slow down at any points, pause to ask questions, etc., just let me know.
Okay.
Assuming this was somewhere in Diamond?
This is actually a Plat 1 game.
Plat 1? Sure.
Yeah, I thought it would be best to,
Oh yeah, you did say that you were rusty because of your trip, right? So...
Yeah, I haven't played for a month and a bit.
Sure. So far so good. Not gonna sweat too much over the details unless you have specific questions. Just wanna get a better picture.
You need to learn.
So one quick question that I have here is, are you choosing to ignore their tank because it's a ball player, or because
Yeah,
just
I
something
feel
that you usually do,
completely-
like just tunnel supports and things like that.
I feel like my damage on ball, especially without a consolidated effort from other people, is completely wasted ammo. Like I can't shoot through the shield and I can't protect anybody. Like I feel like my value is almost certainly better spent trying to trade. If he's gonna like fuck somebody up, I just don't feel like I can stop him.
Mm-hmm. Sure, sure. Okay. This is interesting. So I want to go back towards the start and then start talking about it. So your intentions seem very biased towards going for squishes here. Now you did mention about like the tank pick being like something that affects your choice here. So maybe looking at another replay could be interesting. But the thing that I'm a little bit worried about is the way that you're approaching the squishes. Because the idea of ignoring the tank or not, right, whether to shoot or to spam like the front line initially and then transition to backline or go backline immediately, right? Like those things are nuances that you can worry about, but I'm not too, like, it's not that important right now, right? Especially because a lot of it comes down to playstyle more than anything. So if you want to go for the squishes here, yeah, sure, go for them. The question to me is just like how you're going for them. And I want to show you what I mean like this. Do you see a problem in this section, this segment? Gonna play it again. Gonna slow it down this time. And then you're gonna have a lot of time to think about the character matchups and if you're making a mistake here.
I don't think I'm playing at a particularly effective range to do like any real poke, and I'm not close enough to engage on any of the targets.
Perfect. Right. This is just normal for Genji, right? Mainly a close range character, so very effective up close, and then maybe a little bit less effective at range, and then it starts to really drop off, right? Now, most of the characters you're gonna want to close the gap because most characters in the game are stronger at range, right? And they start to get weaker and weaker up close. Or even if they are still okay up close, right? Genji is at his strongest up close, right? So oftentimes he would just beat people there. So a lot of your objective should be to close the gap. So yeah, there's not just like this characteristic about Genji, but also the fact that these matchups, right? Ana, Cassidy, whatever, right? You want to be close to them. So here, how do you close the gap? Let's say that you want to target this Ana. How do you close the gap on Ana?
I could be close to Kuring, or I could be close to the Queen.
So you could flank here, you could walk this way. Where from after this?
The
or
wall.
Where to? Well, this one I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Perfect, right? And what's the very important, what's like getting you to make these decisions essentially?
I know where I'm strongest, and it's closest to the hero,
and
it's cover, and it's like, yeah.
The very important part about the cover that I want to focus on is when we're using the cover. Why are we gonna ignore cover after we go over the wall right here, but we want to use the cover beforehand?
Because we're gonna spike and try to load everything quickly to kill him.
And
like
also,
yeah.
also as we discussed, right, you're stronger up close. So there's this very important idea in the game to separate your aggressiveness into two categories: aggressive positioning and aggressive play. So right now, you are on rather passive positioning because you're so far away from them, but you're playing aggressively, and your character is not suited for this type of play, right? So you're just losing. This is bad. So right now, because you're at a disadvantage here, you want to play passively, right? you want to be disengaged from combat, right? That's essentially what the play means. Passive is not engaged, aggressive is you are engaged. Right now you are engaged. So you want to use cover to avoid damage in a disadvantageous range. And then the positioning is all about proximity, right? So Genji is a character that excels in aggressive positioning, right? So usually the combination for Genji is you position gradually more aggressively while maintaining your play as passive as possible so that you don't get poked out, you don't lose before you get to your range, right? And then once you get to your range, then you can suddenly flip the switch and go from passive to aggressive, right? Which is what going over this wall means, and then take the engagement once you're favored, right? So that's an interesting thing to think about. A lot of people think about Genji as an aggressive character, but you know who is more aggressive than Genji?
Ana.
Yeah. And the main reason here is that Ana needs to leverage her range advantage early on. If she doesn't, if she keeps running away, once you close the gap, she's toast. Most of the time, right? So she's gonna be spending more time in the game being quote-unquote aggressive than you. A character like Genji and most close-range characters in the game, I like to categorize them as more passive because a lot of the time that they spend to win a certain fight is not active, it's passive, right? It's by setting themselves up, by avoiding combat until the moment where their value spikes a ton, and then they get the close-range engagements, right? So, based on this...
Yeah, good. Cool.
Based on this, I want you to think about your pathing and maybe even a little bit of her cooldown usage on these fights.
Alright.
So right now, what do you think about this dash?
It was too far away.
Too far away. Now, this is one of the purposes of dash. If you are too far away and you want to engage, dash can serve that purpose. Now, you do need to be mindful of the extra risk this incurs, right? You use the dash in, so you don't have the dash out. You don't have the dash as a juke, as damage, etc. But this is a decision that you can make, right? But if you were to do something different, right? It didn't seem like you were too pleased with this dash. What would you do instead? I mean, I guess that we don't even need to ask this question because it's basically the same question as before, right? Flying here,
I could just
flying here, right? Close the gap on the Ana. Play passively to start, then turn on the aggression when it is time to do so, when we have the advantage.
Okay.
Same thing here. Go back actually. It's a little bit more awkward in this position, so this is an interesting one to think about. What should your approach be?
Probably from an off angle, not through the choke.
Where?
I could be contesting ball and Genji.
So
or I could be
top.
coming from the... Yeah, or I could go down and bottom left. Around there, yeah.
You mean bottom left from your side, so this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or even, if you're gonna stay main, who should you target? Because it's not the Ana.
Like, you... Okay. You would I hit the Cassidy even though he's got a damage pocket?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You wanna know why?
That's scary for me. Because I got reflect.
No, don't overthink it. It's about the same thing that we were talking about before. Don't have to dive into cooldowns or anything like that. Just think
Not
about
sure.
range.
Because I look stronger up close.
Overthinking it? What's the difference between these lines?
He's just closer.
Yeah, he's just closer. This Ana is too far for you to realistically look for an engagement right now. she's not low enough to warrant you to look for those dash engagements. Now, you did get close because you had like really good tracking on her, right? But that even then you still like it wasn't great, right? Whereas here, much closer, much more reasonable for you to think about an engagement on this Cassidy. Now, you did present some important concerns, right? Has a pocket, so he can also fight you up close too. So that's a thing about him. Like, sure, you want to fight him up close, but he can stand his ground against Genji, which is not the same, not something that can be said about everyone, right? Like the Ana or Mercy, etc. So there are some concerns here, but if you are gonna engage on someone from main in this position, you gotta do it on the person that is actually within your range, right? Because you can reach this Cassidy with dash, you cannot really reach the Ana with dash.
Okay.
Not even gonna really enter in the merits of like how good that engagement is. It's a very good play with the deflect and everything, but it was very, very forced. Which is why I don't like that.
Okay.
Now, this fight is interesting. Because they are trying to retake into you. You now have the freedom to just hold any space. So how should you handle the situation? I'm not gonna give you any more hints, I'm just gonna let the canvas be like empty, let's say, for you to just tell me.
I think I should be either with Lucio and Kurang or on another off angle from the high ground on their ledge looking down. So they have to like turn around. Yeah, there.
Sure, this is a fine position. Now, do you like this position or not?
No, because they're looking at me.
Sure. They're looking at you. But let's ignore that for now. Let's just think about the position and what Genji wants to do as a character. Does this position, this cover, allow you to make the engagements that you want?
Yeah, I think I can dash from there into the choke if someone is pushing it or engages. And I'm with my team, so I feel like I'm not gonna like die instantly. But there's a better place for me to be, I think.
Sure. I agree with that. Now, you are gonna play this sequence on this position and roughly here. Now I want you to criticize what you did based on our knowledge. So I'm gonna play this out.
Helden sterben nicht.
I'm gonna slow it down a bit. Because you're gonna die here. And I want you to tell me what the mistake was.
I left cover.
More importantly, what else than leaving cover? Did you leave cover to fight them in a good range?
No, yeah, I destroyed my my range advantage, but I did that because I had no number advantage, right? I feel like if I had dived in, I would have dived into 4, all of them coming out of the choke. So I felt like I had to move back because staying there was also suicide, right?
Sure. You can be wary of that. Now, if you want to do something like this, right, you are scared, I would say this is probably not the best approach. Probably go towards point where the fight's gonna happen, right? Wait for your queen to create a distraction, go in the backline, whatever you want to do. But mainly, just play the areas that your character is suited for. So if you don't like one area that your character is suited for, transition from this to other. But don't transition from this, which is good, to this, which is bad. Because this, the only problem with this was the numbers, essentially. But even with the numbers, the enemy team would have a really hard time pushing here. Think about it from the perspective of this Ana or this Cassidy. How would you feel playing Ana here, knowing there is a Genji hiding literally right here? Would you be pushing this close?
No.
Cassidy with a pocket, maybe, but still, you have deflects. If he peeks you, right, she shows the intention to fight, you have the tools. So that's very important. Fixate on the positions that your character wants to play in. Because right now I have not really seen you gravitate towards the positions that you should be playing in.
Okay.
And that's causing you the biggest downfall, right? Of course the Cassidy and the Ball and the Ann and whatever are gonna poke you out if you engage them in a position where you're just meant to lose the duel, right? You're never giving yourself a chance.
Yeah.
And of course this feels bad, right? I don't have to pause to analyze any of this. Like, this is just because your queen managed to get a knife and you were there to follow up. But you could do this from any other position that's close to here, right? And if your queen doesn't do that, you're still useless as a character from that position. Like you were doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then in the moments
I was just poked out.
Yeah.
I had to run back and then
Exactly. You were poked out, right? It didn't feel good. Didn't feel good because you were playing the character wrong, right? So as we talked about, you have this flank. You could heck. There was a moment where everyone in the enemy team was to the left here. So if you are scared of this open space, use your dash to transition from this cover to here. And then they can't really chase. And then here you can chill, you can wait for your dash, you can wrap around force point, you can hit their backline whenever, etc. Have a lot of options.
Okay.
And you're gonna see that a lot of these times, like, the dash engagements are fine as long as you're with a reasonable setup. And also, like, the engagement makes sense. Like, it's a queen going in, your venture got them low, etc., right? It's not you dashing in from 25 meters away, right? It's from 10 meters. Things like that. That dash is fine, even if you were a little bit at range. Right? It's all about the context. You don't have to always think about fully closing the gap without dash, essentially. Oh, and it seems like you received.
Ready for
Right at the end of the round.
Oh yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did.
He's fine, you're engaging someone in close range. You overstay your welcome in open space, so you you end up becoming a burden. Yeah, you become a burden to your team. Like, they spend so much just to keep you alive. So if I were to go back, okay, use your cooldowns in close range. Ooh, and you can see, right? You are at a bad range for the Cassidy. Deflect, chill, reset, stabilize, look for engagement in the optimal range, right? Situations like these are gonna happen.
Through that a little slowly. Yeah.
So here you're fighting the Genji, backline is walking up, and you get surprised by their Cassidy. So now the situation went from this is good because these players should be vulnerable to ooh, this doesn't feel good anymore. Now I'm the one that's hurting, right?
Okay. But should I not chase that guy? Like, he's used all of his survival cooldowns. Like, is it not worth trying to get the kill?
Can you get the kill?
I thought yes.
Sure. If you think the risk is worth it, if you think that you can do it, sure, go for it. Right? I'm not gonna tell you how much risk you're willing to take, right? That's highly personal.
Well, like, would you have chased that guy after he used deflect?
So let me break this down from the beginning then. Here, this makes sense. He's overextending. Now, both his supports are looking at him to pockets, and now you're getting shot at from the Cassidy, and the ball is realistically gonna look to engage, etc. A lot of people here are gonna be dealing damage. You're already done your dash, and you were even reloading here, right? At this point, deflect and hide. The situation has changed, the kill does not seem likely anymore, and my cooldown cycle is on the way out, right? Because you already used most of your resources, including your HP here.
Yeah.
So deflect to go out, yeah. And you even do that. And you can see there, right? You're losing to the Moira because, not necessarily because Moira counters Genji, but just because you're fighting Moira at a bad range, right? The moment that you see that Moira, your immediate reaction at that range should be to avoid the combat. Just like it would be against a Nana or a Baptiste or whatever, right? People just tend to overly focus on like the Genji versus Moira matchup because people pick Moira to quote-unquote counter you, right? But a lot of the times, Moira is just like a tamer version of what other supports can do to you at range.
Yeah.
So this is the proper reaction. Now, you ran away from the Moira at a bad situation, and now you should look to not engage in these situations, right? Where should you be instead if you want to look for a combat right now?
At the Mega?
Sure. This is a corner. You can play around it. What's another position?
Point?
Point? Sure, maybe you force them back to point. But just think about a corner that's close to them right now. I'm not gonna worry whether or not it makes sense in this context. Just think about what's a corner that's close to them right now.
Just to the right of your mouse.
Yeah. This. If you wanted to fight them right now, you would do this. This is what you would do. Now, it doesn't make sense right now if your queen being bad, but if you were to fight them, your queen is pushing up, let's say, over here. You are taking this flank and hitting them by the side right at this moment. Because engaging here, as you already saw, you get poked out, you get forced out, you do nothing. You just ask for heals from your team.
Yeah, and I think that pushes me out when I try to take that angle and I jump over the first time. So I feel like that's a tough position for me to be in.
Yeah. That's the main utility of characters like Genji, Tracer, or even tanks like Diva or Ball or whatever, right? People that are mobile and they're good duelists, they are meant to go around places and prevent the enemy team from taking certain angles, right? So if your team just engages with Genji and Venture on a long-range trade with the enemy team on this bridge, your team should always, and I mean always, lose. Because they just have the range advantage. So you should, to win, go for this place. Same as Venture, etc. Heck, even go for a longer flank if this area is being marked. So the enemy team, what they have to do is send their Genji and their Ball to shoot you on these positions so that you cannot do this and close the gap on them. Because if you close the gap, now you have the advantage against these players. And now they suffer. So yes, it will be annoying. Your opponents are going to try and mark you, prevent you from taking those positions. You have to learn to deal with that. Either beat those players, right? And by beating those players, I don't mean kill. I mean just like dealing more damage. So they have to leave and you get the position that you want, right? Or you outflank them, right? Maybe you're sneaky or you go to a place they can't go to anymore for whatever reason, etc. So like right now, this is a great example. Look up what your Genji just did. Stun main deflect. So if you were to, let's say, try to flank here now, could the Genji go for you?
No.
Why?
I mean, well, you know, he's got dash, but he doesn't have all his tools.
Yeah. So you already have an advantage, an innate advantage from the cooldowns. So because this Genji is doing this and spending his cooldowns main like this, you can win the trade on the flank. Much more likely, at least. And then from here, you can make a play in the backline.
Okay.
And yeah, go main doesn't doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Ball and Genji are going in early, wasting all their resources. If they did not get kills, you would be able to push. They would not be able to contest you. Because they got kills, you cannot push. Your team is not there. Ball used all cooldowns. Genji is standing main. So, this area is free. You can take this position and set up your blade better. Because here's the big question for you. From this setup right here, do you think this blade succeeds? I mean, you played the match, but like, just from a purely like strategical perspective, is this setup good enough?
I think it's okay, because I'm not directly in line with them. They're all looking at the tank who's jumping through. I know that they've just used window, and we've just forced them out of spawn, so I feel like if there's any other time to be able to push with a blade, it's like now, but that's probably wrong.
Now, you are time constrained, so this sure is fine. The range is okay, but it's not ideal, right? Like, you cannot get on top of this Bab, for example, and he's probably one of the most annoying characters here. Because he can help others much better than he can help himself against the blade. So he's like probably the biggest vulnerability on the enemy team that I would be looking to go for.
Okay.
But yeah, this blade is not bad because you're using your second dash to close the gap. But it could be better, right? Like, imagine if you are literally on top of this Bab, like somewhere right here, if you had the time.
Cool.
Yeah. Not gonna dwell on it.
Yeah,
because,
so if I take that,
But what you were saying?
I was going to just, if I used Malga's entry to set up a deeper angle so I could get on top of Bap instead of just diving over in YOLO.
No, I would say using the Malga entry to actually engage is probably the best approach, rather than using the Malga entry to set up, because then you are set up, but then nobody on your team is there to enable you to actually go in, because nobody's taking attention or anything like that. So ideally, you are set up before your Malga engages. So then you have to go there ahead of time. You have to not spend so much time poking from main and start flanking early.
Okay.
And this is something that if you, for example, look at my gameplay on my gameplay channel, you can find the link either in my main channel or on like the Discord or whatever. But if you were to study my gameplay there, one of the big things that you're gonna find is that I flank early if my flank takes a long time. That way, the moment that my team is in, right, grabbing attention, I am set up to be able to do something, right?
Okay, yeah.
So for example, a great example of this would be Nepal. Nepal, where it's a structure kind of similar to this, right? Where you have the points in the middle and you have like a top and a bottom lane. So let's say the team is going at the top. Like teams are fighting here, right? And then your team is trying to walk out. I would go below, try to force point, pull the enemy team towards points to enable my team to walk up, and then I grab high grounds after they turn, and now I'm close, waiting for an opportunity to engage the moment that my team goes in, right? Something like that. I would do this flank early because this takes a long time, right? And you saw how in this game, right, the Genji and the Ball, they weren't doing any angle control. Just like very common, or it gets more common the lower the rank, but even in high ranks oftentimes players don't give proper credit to the importance of angle control. So at any moment that you wanted, even with your team dead, you could literally just start walking all the way here and they couldn't do anything about it because they were too far away. And then you were set up for the moment that your Malga engages, rather than being a little bit late, a little bit too far.
Okay.
Now, let's think about this. What should you do? This is a very similar situation to what we saw earlier when I asked you the same thing. You are on defense, so you have the luxury to hold any position. The enemy team is looking to push, to take positions close to point.
I think I should set up on a deeper angle and, you know, find an angle further to the left where I have a mini,
You mean...
or even use the house where the mega is, so I can like use the chokes and the doors so that I can, or maybe not there, on that one on the right. You've already got the angle.
I don't love this
Yeah.
one because your team is fighting here. So
Okay.
there's like a very big disconnect.
Mm.
But in theory, yes, this provides you close range. The problem is that 4 players turn at you and your dash might not even get you to safety. But I like that you're thinking outside the box. I like that you're thinking a lot about, okay, let me analyze the map and find all the nooks and crannies that I could fit in and do well in, right? But
Okay.
here there's a very simple place that you should play.
And it's where you had the arrow before.
Wait, let me see if I can go
In
back.
the house on the left.
Here?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I mean, you
It's
can.
like to shoot.
You can.
Or just maybe just like where Naruto is, like
Yeah,
right on that
yeah.
deep angle there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just sit behind the corner. They have to,
Mm.
if they're walking bridge, they have to walk into close range on you. There is no
Okay.
avoiding the strength of this corner, right?
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
is a
I'm just
really
not
good
using it
position.
at all.
Yeah, this is like
Okay.
extraordinarily common to play here because this is basically
Yeah.
like the only position that you can play realistically.
Mm.
All the other positions are like too committed. So let's say if you go here, the enemy team rotates this way, you're too late to actually find the relevant position to deal with them as they come towards points, right? Because you're just in Narnia. So this is much more flexible. And this is why I like this, right? You scout the enemy team and then you just chill behind the corner if you get shot too much. And then you're still available to go here, right? If they ignore you, you dash, whatever. If they rotate towards white room, which is here, right? Then you just rotate accordingly. Maybe you take this high ground, wait on the corners of points, whatever. I just find a close range angle that they have to walk towards. It's very, very common on defense. But it was fine. Just ended up taking too much damage. And it's the same mistake that the enemy Genji was making, right? Where he's looking for engagements too early, so they're not gonna do anything, and so by the time that a fight is forced, he's not gonna have stuff. You didn't have stuff here because you looked for a 1v5 engage on their Genji, rather than just chilling behind the corner and fighting the moment that they peek, which is when your entire team can shoot people and take attention for you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be, yeah. Do you have any questions that you would like me to go over? Or anything that you would like
No,
me to
this is
explain
great.
better? Okay.
No. It's also like 3:30 a.m. So there's only so much coffee can do, you know.
Yeah. And you can see, this is
I
awkward.
played this so badly.
25 seconds. To be fair, some of those seconds are coming out of spawn, but even then, this is like, you dealt 200 damage so far. Look at the charge of the other players. 34, 22, 27, 26, 26, 27, 35, right? The enemy Genji is also doing a bad job, but even then, he has like a 33% more outcharge, right? And this is all because you are not set up well. It's all a consequence of your setups.
Alright, well, what should I have done there?
Well, let's take a page from the Cassidy engagements, right? What was the range that you fought that Cassidy in?
True, yeah, I probably should have taken that angle and fought for the off. Yeah, okay.
Do you like this room against these characters? Can you achieve your range here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, how should you
okay.
handle this? Do you think that you handle this well? Let me quickly change back to
No, I'm in
Overwatch.
front of my entire team, and there's a fucking massive ball with like 800 HP in my face. What am I gonna do?
So, you go in first from the main angle, so everyone is looking at you. You're not using cover, so you're getting shot at by the long range characters. Now your Mauga engages, but you're not in range, so you have to spend a dash and you're still not in range. Now this is better because you got to the position where you can deal damage, right? But ideally, you preserve a lot more of your resources by timing your peaks better, by using cover a little bit better, right? Heck, you want to know something that you could have done instead? Rather than walking where most people are going to be looking at, which is here, you walk this way. You can hide here, and then the moment that you are allowed to, because nobody's looking, you go to this corner. Now have every resource, and if you have every resource and the enemy supports are this close, you are really scary. Because then your Mauga engages and you can just deal the finishing damage for a kill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Heck, this fight is probably over from their HPs, from the fact that they used demo already, if you were in this position without using your dash.
Okay. Yeah. Understood.
I'm sure this was not the prettiest Cassidy duel, but you were in a good range, so you could actually deal big damage. On the 2 shots that you dealt to kill the Cassidy, you did more damage, or even damage, to where you did the entire rest of the fight. And that's no good.
Very true. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, same approach. I'm just gonna look a little bit more on the replay, but I don't think that there's much more to talk about. We're just exhausting this concept, essentially. Probably already exhausted it.
Yeah, I understand. It's a lot. It's very simple things to improve. It'll get a lot of value.
And here, this is the thing, right? Shooting ball here doesn't feel good, but ball is close, so you deal damage, right? If this was any other tank or any other character, really, you would actually be doing fairly good. Just doesn't feel good shooting into ball because, frankly speaking, ball is kind of a stupid character.
I should have dashed to the left. I don't know what I.
This is not
I
terrible.
missed the bat too.
This is not terrible. You were within range for the dash engagement, within a good moment. You are right that yes, engaging from here would be better, but doing so from here is already miles better than what you did from here, right? Because you at least were close. Hide in a court. And then you're forced into closer engagement. And the thing is, if you just hit your shots, you kill this caster even without deflect. That's how strong your setup was. You just miss your shots.
Yeah.
I continue on this path.
Okay.
I like this. I like this a lot. It's the first time, really, that I've seen you actually take a flank to get close to them, rather than dashing from main, for example. Now, what do you have to watch out for here?
Engaging too early. That's probably the major risk that I see there. There's fucking 3 people who can turn right and force me out super early. So what I'm trying to like link this to for the skills I've already got is that I find the more playtime I've got on Tracer, would find this sort of approach and flank a lot easier to make because I have way more movement and recall. So I need to learn how to be able to like be like a proper ninja, right? Like I need to be able to like take a position that keeps me safe and still able to react in time to do what I need to do, right? So I feel like the contact and like is going to be really fast. Like the action and the spike, and when I dump all my abilities, it has to be like very heavily compressed. Whereas with Tracer, I can blink around. I've got, I can do it's very hard for them to catch me if I don't want them to. I can take deeper angles and I can do all this sort of stuff. But on Genji, I've got to be able to, like, what would you call it? It's a smaller window of opportunity and exploit that for the front-loaded ability that he's got, where Tracy, is
Yeah,
able to
consistent
like
pressure,
use.
right?
Yeah, consistent pressure and like take so much more attention off. But this is just like, all right, cool. If I understand how I can play the character, then I can leverage that to do something that other characters can't.
And this is where the experience thing comes in, right? You have knowledge
Yeah.
of like the angles and the timing and whatever. You just need to learn how to apply that to Genji specifically. What kind of off
cool.
angles can Genji take? He does not have the same freedom as Tracer. Some flanks are gonna be harder, some flanks are gonna be easier because of your verticality, right? So you have to work around the limitations of the characters and get really used to them. Because otherwise your flanks are gonna be slow, or they're gonna be too long, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. One of the
Okay.
big things
Yeah,
about
cool.
Genji specifically compared to Tracer is that a lot of the times your flanks are gonna be smaller. So let's say a Tracer does this flank, a Genji does this flank. Because this is a flank, this is a smaller one.
Yeah.
And because you're so front loaded and you have less of an ability to just like use your cooldowns and still engage, right? Like if Tracer gets looked at by this Genji, for example, she blinks once and then this Genji kind of is sad. If this Genji looks at you right now, you'd have to use a cooldown, pretty much. Because he's already in range. Same thing for him, sure, because you're playing the same character, right? But what I mean here is that like
support.
if you pick
He's
him,
got the advantage. Yeah.
if he picks you up close right now, he immediately screws up your engagement on these players. Whereas Tracer it does not have that happen. Because she blinks once and she still has the blinks to engage here. Because she dodges this guy entirely, essentially.
Yeah.
So those are some nuances that you have to get used to. And this is why a lot of times Genji takes these smaller flanks, because they're faster, which makes it less likely that you get forced out, like you lose the resources before the engagements. And also because Genji does not have as much horizontal mobility as Tracer.
Yeah.
But I like this flank, and I like what you're thinking about the timing. The timing is very important. And the situation that I talked about did in fact happen, right? Genji picks immediately.
Yeah.
You either use a cooldown in time, and then you still likely can't make a follow-up on this, which is a shame. Or even if you react in time, you use the cooldown for him, so you can't engage here, realistically.
Yeah. No value. Yeah.
Okay.
Missed opportunity. Cool. Thank you very much.
Let's see how long the queue is. I think I'm on an A. Let me just quickly check. Okay, yeah. I'm on the right server. I have time for one match. I'm gonna discount the queue time. Oh yeah, there you go. Won the match fast. I'm not gonna change my setup. I'm gonna play from my second monitor, so my aim is gonna suck. But I just wanna showcase the concepts. Usually I would let you play instead, but because it's already so late for you, it's probably gonna be
I'm not
hard
going
to
to bed.
play.
Yeah, it's appreciated.
But you can do the stuff that I'm gonna be doing after. Not of the narration that I'm gonna be doing, but what I'm gonna do is just try to exercise the same concept that you're gonna be trying to.
Yeah.
And then if you ever need more reference in terms of like gameplay to study, my gameplay channel, like that's the main purpose why I have built that channel. So that you can go in and be like, okay, I'm working on my positioning. So let's look at the angles that Poke takes. Why does it take this angle now and not later or not earlier, right? You can look at my gameplay through the lens of a specific concept and then see what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and then adapt from there, right? Keep working on your stuff.
Which is the channel? I can't see.
It's
something called
Harmful
game.
Burst. Just type at Harmful Burst and then it's gonna show up on YouTube.
It keeps me
You can also just
Right, it's not in Discord. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I thought that. My bad.
It's it should be on my about section on Discord, or you can also find it on like my main channel. Like you go to my page
Yeah, I can
and
just
then
use
the other
YouTube.
channels
Yeah,
are linked there too. So you have a lot of ways to find it, but I can also send you the link after if you don't. But yeah.
No, I got it.
Enemy in my sight.
So, long range characters, as expected. So I'm not gonna engage now, because my team is not there. But my Winston is gonna jump to the high grounds. So I'm gonna take my time to set up. This is the guy challenging the flank. I'm gonna have to earn the flank to follow up on my Winston. So this is challenging, right? Okay, they're distracted, I can walk. My tank is not in, so it's gonna be hard for me to engage. Now I will... I was gonna say, I will look for a quick duel if he peeks. Because I'm already at an advantage.
Yeah, but you know, still, the value, you killed the guy.
But you can see like the thought process, right? I'm trying to earn the position to engage where I want. And I'm looking for the Q that will enable me to go in, which is the tank jump.
Cool.
Now soldier should not be on the high ground. So I will now use my Winston as
Okay,
yeah,
buddy.
his map sucks. His map kind of sucks. They have
it
so
does
much
hurt.
spam damage. That's the rough part. My Winston is dying before he gets set up.
He should be doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, he is you on that Lijiang match. He's taking too much
Exactly.
poke.
100%. Oh, bro. Oh, clean.
Okay, you can see it, right? The proximity equals damage. And now, now that the guy is dead, look, and then boom,
Christ.
right? I have the range that I want at the right time. I just didn't deflect in time.
Yeah.
But this is basically what you're looking to do, right?
Yeah,
Just
look at
repeat
it.
this cycle over and over most of the time. There is gonna be nuance
Yeah,
about
like,
when to
even
poke,
if you lose, it wouldn't really
etc.
matter because you can see the value in that, right? Like over time, you will
Yeah.
come out ahead there.
Yeah.
Man,
And
that's
you're not gonna
be,
win
like,
every
so-
match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's try a different approach. That high ground is a little bit rough right now.
Reckoning.
I'm gonna have to chill because my team is dying.
We are outnumbered.
I'm not gonna be able to fight actually.
Pass into the iris.
I wanna get indeed.
What? Hey, buddy.
Please get out of this thing. You're feeding your brains out. What is my team doing? They just stand main and die over and over. They don't know what to do against their damage. Oh yeah, Doomfist is gonna help a lot, bro. So awkward aiming in this other monitor. Oh yeah, he's dead still. Funny.
Nice.
I'm aiming with like my neck turned 45 degrees. It sucks.
No, true, yeah, right.
I continue.
But even then, even then, I'm getting a lot of the picks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is
Still
part
better
of the
than your
points
13.
of why I wanted to do this. Okay, I'm set up. I just need to go for a good time. Problem is that my team is just gonna be dead again. Okay, Queen is dead. Cannot.
Cool. I made the same decision in my mind then. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah? And that's the thing, right? He has support pocket there in theory. He has cooldowns to fight me. It doesn't matter. I'm just that strong up close against most characters. So even without my tank doing things properly, we're still making progress, or almost making progress.
Mm.
I'm just gonna go, because waiting has not really allowed too much. Ah,
Really?
that's a shame.
Oh, that's unlucky, dude.
I was gonna say, I want this match to progress a little bit, maybe cap first point. That way we can see like a different area of the map, but no. We just rolled a really bad map for this with a bad team for it too. Because my guy doesn't know how to play Winston. Winston is great on this
If,
map. Okay, my team has actually learned a bit. Never mind, they're now picking main. I thought they evolved by going a different path than main.
as it should.
Let's try to bring.
I would have engaged there. I don't know why, but like my
Yeah.
I would be like, bro, die. I would have died.
What is this? Okay, maybe I have a chance. Cannot see 9 though. That's the problem.
You in my sights.
Oh.
Cover to cover. Ooh, that's rough. It's actually so rough aiming from this monitor, bro.
Yeah.
Ah. But you get the points, right? You get the points.
Yeah. Do you mind if I play one after? If you have time?
Theoretically, the session is over now. Like, it has been like 1 hour and 1 minute.
Yeah, no stress.
But I'm down. Sure.
Yeah.
I need you to
Sure.
give my
I don't
tag.
mind, bro. Oh, okay, yeah, right. It is. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and you can queue quick play.
Cool. Oh.
Yeah. The process.
Did you watch it?
The process was correct in that match. It was just unfortunate that my team just constantly stood main. I don't think there really is much that I could do other than like on the moments that I actually engage, just hitting more shots. Like if I kill that BAP, for example, we actually kept first points. But like,
Yeah.
there is no, oh, I should have stayed main because that's just a losing matchup. I would not do anything if I tried to trade poke. It would be the same as my team. I would just be dying and costing resources. I could not engage on the high ground earlier because I would be engaging 1v3, and so I would waste my resources too early. They would shrug me off, and then if my tank goes in after, then my tank has no follow-up. So I also can't do that. So it really is just like a situation where I did everything in my power pretty much, other than hitting more shots.
Yeah.
Li Jiang, huh? Fitting. This is like, I think, the second session in a row where my student, the match that they play is literally the map that they got reviewed. That's fun. Aha, I now know where you are. You are in Australia.
Yeah.
Hackerman.
Hackerman? What?
That's
A
fun.
hacker man. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Control Shift N, and then you can see the server and everything.
In conflict.
Now, this will go a lot differently. I hope. Hopefully your team is not as bad as mine was.
We'll see.
5, 4, 3,
Imperfection.
Same strats.
round 1. Capture the objective.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it unlikely that the team would TP in quick play. Now this is an interesting matchup because you have a hard time interacting with their DPS and even the tank. But this is a really good test, because there's one target that you can consistently path to, as long as you don't get poked out.
Right.
We are outnumbered. Claiming the objective.
Oh, I earned that.
Aww.
Unlucky.
Meteor strike. Show me what you're made.
Oh!
Nice.
Circuits engaged. Reinhardt.
The enemy has been revived.
No! I'm fucking dead, bro.
Claiming the objective. No holding back. Yujin no ken wo kurare! I am restored. I leave flames in my wake. Life protects life. An enemy here. I require healing. The tree is fallen. Take care.
Enemy discovered.
My greetings.
That was so dumb, dude. Grip me life weaver. Oh my god, what a G.
Arigato. Do your work.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Genji.
Everyone on the objective. Don't let them think.
Personality duplication complete.
Greetings.
Should have gone back to the window.
Justice reigns from above. You have my thanks.
First round lost.
Meteor strike.
This is a tough matchup. Now, one thing I will say, if you can't seem to get a hold of a target, don't try to chase. Just prioritize positioning instead. So for example, during most of that map, or in most areas of that map, it's hard to actually go on anyone. But if you play inside points, even the flyers have to go close range to you.
Okay.
Because it's
You are
enclosed.
bold to stand against
So in this
Ishtar
point, for
on
example,
your
if there are flyers, try to stay more towards corridors and stuff. Corridors that offer you corners to play around. Yeah. That way you can always force the engagements that you want.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
願えば平和は訪れる。
Maximum velocity.
I need help. On my way. I am restored.
Greetings.
The objective is now active.
Has ever eaten.
My ultimate is charging. Come at me.
Aw. The mind game.
Being done.
Yeah.
Do not let them capture the point.
I thought I would be able to triple headshot him and dash him like before.
これで終わるもんか。
Don't get stuck on this. Don't. Don't go main either.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Don't go main.
Helden sterben nicht.
Fixating on target.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Doomfist. Meteor strike.
Enemy craves another defeat.
I feel unstoppable.
They really hate you.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't use main. If you have options for good flanks, good off angles, use them.
As it's true.
Okay.
Cover. Retreating on the objective. Rally here.
Untouchable. No moving back.
Yahi param vastavik hai.
Enemy over here.
Attaining the objective.
Meteor strike.
Hello. Thank you.
Ooh, I ran out of mouse pad, and now I'm gonna fucking die. Oh,
You're still
God, that was
way
awful.
too trigger happy on your dash.
Okay.
And this shows, right? Genji players that have this habit
Face my
are
burning
usually really lacking positionally. That they completely depend on their dash to close the gap, and they do so like as a reaction to anyone that is within like 15 meters.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
objective. Report here now. Thanks.
Helden sterben nicht.
Seizing the objective.
Where'd she go? She's still alive, bro. Oh, God.
Mercy.
Oh, because she had Valk.
You have returned for more?
Yeah.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Genji.
Good try.
Should I take that angle if like my team wasn't there? Because like I feel like that's the strongest place for me.
You mean like dashing that echo? I mean, she's
I
low.
did it again.
No, that time was fine. Because
Okay.
it was a character that you actually just completely destroy up close. The Sim is a character that you struggle with.
Jesus Christ.
Yahi param
Okay, well I feel like I improved a lot more than I had like it was what would you call it? The concept was fresh in my mind.
Play of the game.
And the thing is,
Okay.
you're gonna find your struggles, like this dash habit, for example, or something else during different matches, like maybe your movements, right?
Cause and effect.
But the important thing is that you now know what you're looking for, and also you even have a resource to use as a reference in case you ever
Yeah.
need to like, oh, okay, I'm clueless on how to go from here, right? So you
Cool.
can start
Yeah, yeah.
working on your angles that way, and slowly but surely you're gonna get more comfortable, and you're gonna start being a menace, right? And you already saw a difference. Like, how many more engagements did you get this match compared to the other one?
Oh, like 300% more like actual meaningful damage and like potential kills that I could have converted if I was like in the position to practice some of those like close range duels and things like that. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Because on the other match, I literally could count it on my hands the amount of time that you got at close range engagements. 'Cause
Yeah,
most
like
of the time-
4, right? Like
Yeah,
but
something
that
like
time, like
that.
I felt like I spent so much time like in like oh fuck, I'm gonna fucking die. Oh god, it's so fucking close. Like just like running away, but like in value range, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And against a
Cool.
much
Yeah, well,
harder
it was heaps
comp.
of fun.
Against a much harder comp.
Yeah.
Mercy, Pharah, Echo, Doomfist flying anywhere. And you were still getting your engagements. Because we're thinking about your
Yeah, and
position.
with a team that was like not even like really present, like that's that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it was super fun too. Yeah, super fun.
I'm glad. Cool. Alrighty then.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Cool. All right, well
No
I'll keep doing some practice and I don't know. What do you usually do? What's the plan?
Plan in terms of what? How to practice or?
Um, well, I guess, yeah, just keep practicing with some of those things, and then I'll come back for another session. I don't know, maybe like a month from now or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. If you want, can definitely do
Well,
that.
yeah, if you're happy with that, yeah. Well, it's not a one and done. Surely I'll learn this and then have some other things to learn, right? Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I do think that if you nail this concept, you could make your way to master, which is what you want. Certainly within
Wow,
reason.
really?
Yeah, especially because like a lot of like the positioning work here is not gonna just change your positioning. It's gonna also force you to get better at your timing. It's gonna force you to get better mechanics, movement, whatever, right? There are a lot of things that you're gonna see as a consequence of getting more engagements off that are gonna
Okay.
be essentially
Yeah,
exposed,
yeah.
and you're gonna be forced
Cool.
to just get better at them, right? So this is gonna be
Nice,
like a
yeah.
great catalyst for change within you.
Thank you.